from a little birdie. I heard Buddy home already.
Because Davis just bonded out of the Eternal Guilford Night Center just moments ago.
Gervonta, what do you have to say about the charges against you?
Unfortunately, this is not the first time Davis had made headlines for his run-ins with the law involving domestic. I tried to speak with him back in 2022 as he bonded out of the Broward County jail.
Woman's upper lip, on the right side of her mouth. Eventually, we will find out the identity of this woman, and this woman is the mother of Davis's child. Now, Davis, whose nickname is Tank, he has a 27-0 record with a 25 knockouts, and he has been training for a January 7th fight in D.C. against Hector Luis Garcia. All reports that I've seen that fight will still take place. This has been a Kendrick Sports Hustle 60-second report. I'm Kendrick. You all have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll see you on the other side. I'm out.
Gervonta Davis is once again making headlines for all the wrong reasons as fresh legal troubles surrounds the boxing star just weeks before his highly anticipated return to the ring, and this time the spotlight has shifted to his Florida home. Everything started when Davis was arrested in Miami Beach on July 11, 2025. Following a weeks-long investigation into an alleged incident that took place at a private residence in Doral, Florida. Police say the case involved a formal report made to local authorities, video footage handed over by a family member, and a warrant that led to Davis being taken into custody.
Covering suspects bonding out of jail here for several years, I can tell you that this is a first for me because as Davis was walking out of the Turner Guilford Night Center, he had 3 corrections officers surrounding him, not really allowing reporters to get close to him to ask him questions. That said, I did ask those questions as to his allegations. He is accused of striking his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his children. I asked him about those charges. He refused to answer.
He was tracked down in Miami Beach after an automatic license plate reader picked up his car from their officers, arrested him, and took him to the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, where he was officially booked and processed records. Show Davis was released on July 8th after posting bond, but he's remained silent throughout the ordeal's surveillance cameras caught him leaving the facility wearing a hood and mask and slipping into a waiting car without speaking a single word. 2 reporters or anyone nearby
come out, you know what I mean? Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic thing, man, but I hope that, you know, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first and then career second. But I just wish both ex-girl, his kid's mother, you know what I mean, can get things together and
Now the property where the incident purportedly took place has become a focal point in the ongoing legal process while police haven't shared many public details. Sources close to the case confirmed that officers did carry out standard checks at the Florida residence. So far, there's no sign of any additional search warrants being issued beyond the one connected to the original case. But the fact that Davis's private home is now part of an active investigation has stirred up even more attention, and this isn't the first time he's been at the Turner Guilford Night facility just 2 months ago. He served a brief sentence tied to a 2020 traffic case out of Maryland, which had originally resulted in house arrest and community service.
You should bring me out a passport. You know, I mean, I asked to see your daughter. You said no, I don't want her to see my.
I showed you how. I showed you.
You did, but I wanted to see her, and now I'm gonna have to talk to her because she said that when you hit her, it was in front of her, the baby. The 4-year-old.
That situation changed when Davis was found to have violated the terms of his sentence, prompting a judge to send him to jail. Instead, he turned himself in and completed the short stint at the same Miami-Dade facility, where he was recently processed again. This latest arrest is linked to an alleged incident that happened on June 15th, which was Father's Day. Police say Davis had gone to a residence in Doral to pick up his 2 kids, but during that visit things escalated and a dispute broke out. A family member who was there recorded part of the exchange and handed the footage over to investigators. Based on what they saw and the statements they collected, authorities decided to move forward, and a warrant was issued not long after.
Miami Beach police early this morning on a warrant for his arrest following an alleged incident that happened in June on Father's Day. In the arrest report we obtained, it states Davis arrived to pick up his children from his ex-girlfriend's Doral home and during that process struck her in the back of the head. An investigator said he then proceeded to slap her on the right side of the face, resulting in a minor laceration to the inner area of her lip. Police said the victim was treated at Baptist Hospital where officers responded, but Davis was nowhere to be found.
The Miami Beach stop happened several weeks later when an automated license plate recognition system flagged Davis's vehicle. These systems are set up across busy roadways and are constantly scanning for plates tied to active warrants. Once the alert went out, officers quickly pulled him over, confirmed the warrant through dispatch, and took him in without any resistance, he was transferred to the jail facility and held there until bond was posted. Now court records show Davis is due back in front of a judge on July 29th in Miami-Dade County, and depending on how that hearing goes, there could be travel restrictions or other conditions placed on him, which has now thrown a wrench into his return fight plans.
Allegedly hit an unidentified woman on the right side of her head with a closed hand slap. The report also says this strike caused a small abrasion to the inside of the woman's upper lip on the right side of her mouth. Eventually, we will find out the identity of this woman, and this woman is the mother of Davis's child. Now, Davis, whose nickname is Tank, he has a 27-0 record with a 25 knockouts, and he has been trained.
Davis had been gearing up for a big comeback on August 16th in Las Vegas, and talks were already underway for a rematch against Lamont Roach Jr., who recently became the WBA super featherweight champion with a razor-close decision win. The rematch was shaping up to be a huge pay-per-view attraction, even though no official promo material had been dropped, yet still several outlets confirmed that negotiations were in the advanced stages, and everything seemed to be lining up until this arrest suddenly halted the momentum. So far, no one from Davis's side has said anything. His lawyers, promoters, and advisors have all stayed completely silent.
It's going to be a transfer for Parkland. It's pinging at... I need help, please. I'm trying to go home. I have my baby in the car and he attacked me in front of the kids.
Okay, ma'am, repeat the address.
Messing up my tires.
Ma'am.
I need help, please.
Ma'am, repeat the address. I need to send units to you. I need the address.
Please help me. He's gonna kill me.
Ma'am, what's the address?
Please.
I can't send.
That silence marks a big shift from how his team usually responds to controversy in past incidents. His reps would typically release a statement, or at least give a quick update, but this time they've gone fully quiet. Not a word from anyone. Davis himself has been completely off the radar, to no public appearances, no social media posts since July 8th, and all of that silence has only made fans and reporters more curious about what's going on behind closed doors. This is also the first time one of his personal homes has been tied so directly to a legal issue. The Doral property is privately owned and never really shown in the spotlight, but it was specifically named in official police documents, which brought it under sudden public attention during this investigation.
Alexis, the charge he is facing is battery with domestic. And you mentioned this was an ex-girlfriend, but it is also the mother of his children. That, according to police. Let's show you who we're talking about here. You were looking at the mugshot of professional and well-known boxer, 30-year-old Gervonta Tank Davis. He was arrested by Miami Beach police early this morning on a warrant for his arrest following an alleged incident that happened in June on Father's Day. In the arrest report we obtained, Davis is accused of striking and slapping the mother of his children in the face, causing injuries to her lip.
Over the past few years, Davis has dealt with several legal cases ranging from traffic violations to misdemeanor charges. Most of those ended in fines, short jail terms, or probation. One of the most serious was a 2020 hit-and-run in Baltimore that left multiple people hurt and led to a guilty plea. At first, Davis was sentenced to house arrest, but after violating the terms, he was ordered to serve time behind bars. He wrapped up that sentence earlier this year, and when he returned to training afterward, a lot of people thought he was finally turning a corner.
Come out, you know what I mean? Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic thing, man, but I hope that, you know, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, then career second. But I just wish both his girl, ex-girl, his kid's mother, you know what I mean, can get things together and look.
He was seen back in the gym by June, and training videos started popping up across boxing pages, showing him sparring, hitting the mitts, and putting in serious work. Rumors quickly spread that he was lining up not just one, but two fights before the year's end. The rematch with Roach was meant to be the first step, with a second event potentially lined up for December, it looked like.
His legacy, the kind of fighter, you know, he's been touted to be and where he's at now, and the impact things like this have on your career.
Compare the arrest rate over the years for prominent boxers with the arrest rate for the average American citizen or citizen of the world, you'll find that the boxers tend to be arrested at a higher rate.
As for now, neither the state nor national boxing commissions have weighed in officially on what this legal setback could mean for his career. The WBA, which oversees the title Davis is chasing, hasn't suspended him or commented publicly, and neither Showtime nor PBC, who've been key players in his promotion, have put out any statements either. It's been total silence across all verified channels, and the only thing we know for sure is that his next court date is July 29th. If the judge allows him freedom to travel, there's still a chance he could headline in Vegas. But if restrictions are put in place, that fight might have to be pushed or canceled. Nothing has been officially called off yet, but promotional activity hasn't resumed either.
He said they was called to his baby mama house on Father's Day due to Tank Williams had just stopped by to pick up the kids and left something that they wanted to see, man. The woman said Tank came over and as usual, he's an aggressive, threatening person.
The Doral property remains listed in connection with the original incident report, but no other law enforcement agencies have confirmed any further action at that location. Investigators haven't said if they plan to revisit the property or conduct any follow-ups, and for Davis, that uncertainty puts his career on pause once again in the past. He's bounced back quickly from legal setbacks and jumped right back into training. But this time the situation feels tighter, especially with a court date just 2 weeks before what was supposed to be a high-profile fight.
He ended up getting arrested for allegedly slapping Vanessa during a custody exchange way on Father's Day, bro. Now Vanessa's mom actually ran outside and recorded part of the incident. The video doesn't show the slap itself, but it does show Gervonta throwing some little box at her or something like that.
Now his legal situation and his boxing career are running side by side, and both could impact each other in the weeks ahead. No one from his camp has confirmed if Davis is back in the gym or still off the training schedule, and there hasn't been a single new training video or public appearance since his arrest. For fans, promoters, and insiders, the focus has shifted away from the ring and toward that upcoming courtroom.
There was something in his eye, and the referee allowed him to get that. So yeah, Davis is one of those guys. He's a very good fighter, but a bit of a frustrating career. He's avoided some of the best fighters, and unfortunately, that rematch that Lamont Roach really, genuinely deserved, because he should have got his hand raised the first time. But there you go. So they were scheduled to have a rematch, and unfortunately, that rematch has now been.
Lamont Roach has weighed in too, and his first reaction was short but sharp after news of Davis's arrest broke in. South Florida Roach tweeted, "What? I tell y'all SMH," and even though it was brief, the timing and tone made it clear he had a feeling something like this could mess up the momentum toward their rematch. A few hours later, Roach followed up with a more serious post where he wrote, "In all seriousness, hopefully buddy ain't do that. I don't wish jail on no big even if I don't like you," and that message hit differently. It was the first time trash talk took a back seat, as Roach showed he understood how serious things could be.
In the video here, you can see him walking out of the side of TGK using his t-shirt to cover his head, surrounded by correctional officers and what is presumed to be his manager. Now, although we asked him questions about these allegations, he did not say anything to us as he walked out. He just went immediately into the SUV waiting for him.
Roach also gave fans a little clarity, saying that as far as he's been told, the August 16th fight is still happening. He tweeted that Davis was already back home and that the fight was still on, just waiting for the official announcement. That post was the first sign from either side that plans might still be intact despite the legal drama. Meanwhile, Davis's team has stayed completely quiet, with no comments on the arrest, the court case, or how it might affect travel and promotion. Roach, on the other hand, is staying locked in on his training. His promoter, Gary Jonas, and the rest of his camp are treating everything as business as usual. No delays, no changes, just full steam ahead.
Said that he hit her and the kid or something. And then like a few days later, so it's all over the news, TMZ, domestic violence, Gervonta Davis, right? And everyone sees that bad hit piece. And then she comes like 3-4 days later and is like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't true, I was in a bad place. And you're not gonna see it, it's not gonna go as viral.
It doesn't, because I didn't hear about that.
Exactly, so now you have...
So let me tell you something right now, Bradley. The girls that come out and do that and then get proven, basically the girls getting proven wrong and guilty, they deserve to go to jail.
But even with that confidence, there's no denying the energy around this fight has shifted across the boxing world. Most fighters and coaches have stayed quiet about the arrest, but a few big names have broken the silence. Oscar De La Hoya didn't hold back. Speaking on YouTube shortly after the story broke, the Golden Boy legend aimed a strong message at Davis, saying, "Get your mind together." The clip blew up fast and was reposted by several boxing news outlets. While De La Hoya didn't say if he was calling out the Florida situation specifically or just Davis's overall pattern, the timing made it pretty clear his tone was no nonsense and the message was loud enough. Enough is enough.
I'm the person who thinks that you have to look at both sides of the story, right? It's not always men are abusive, period. What is the woman doing to cause this abuse? And obviously abuse is never okay, but let's just look at what he has to say to defend himself. Now, I'm so sorry for the graphic picture. I'm just going to show it really quick. But he says that she put poop on his toothbrush and spit on his face. Now, again, abuse is never okay, but he sounds like a victim as well. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Frank Martin, who fought Davis earlier this year, also spoke on the situation during a training session in Indianapolis while talking to local reporters. Martin said he thought the rematch would still be a solid fight and added that this time around, Tank might just stop Roach before the final bell. He didn't dive into the legal details but made it clear that in his opinion, Davis knows how to stay locked in when it's time to get in the ring. Martin didn't say whether he'd been in touch with Davis or his team, but the comment came across to fans as a quiet show of support, or at least a nod to Tank's ability to stay focused, even with chaos outside the ropes.
Tank Davis allegedly put doo-doo stain on his toothbrush. That is never an excuse to put your hands on a woman. But why would you do that to a man? That's kind of gross. Now, this is the 6th time that Gervonta Tank Davis has been arrested in the last 7 years. Now, the last time he was arrested was on June 1st of 2023 when he the terms of his house arrest involving a hit-and-run case in 2020. Some people are now saying that Gervonta Tank Davis has been arrested more times.
Another major voice that entered the conversation was Bernard Hopkins. During a quick interview posted to YouTube, Hopkins talked about how repeated distractions can ruin a fighter's legacy, even if they're one of the most talented around without. Naming Davis directly, he said, "You can have all the talent in the world, but it don't matter if you keep stepping outside the line." The comment hit hard for many viewers, especially given Hopkins' own story and his long history of preaching discipline and career longevity. The timing of his message didn't go unnoticed, and many saw it as a clear, indirect reference to what Davis is going through.
Look for him to be out face first in 4.
Mr. Frazier.
No, I gotta agree with Luther. You ever hear of Thugalicious? Those are women who love thugs. They love to get choked, beat, kicked, and they keep going back. And that's what it is. Yeah,
he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Stop,
yeah,
Tank. We're not going to he didn't do anything.
I mean, yeah, he's innocent. Tank is innocent.
Meanwhile, fans online have been having their own debates across forums like Reddit. The reaction has been split. One thread on /boxing titled, "Tank Arrested." Again, Fight Off pulled in hundreds of comments within just a day. Some fans said they had already booked travel for the Vegas fight week, while others wondered if the court would prevent Davis from crossing state lines. Even though no such order has been announced yet, and the only official legal date remains the Miami hearing on July 29. Still, people noticed that none of the big sanctioning bodies have spoken up, not the WBA, not the WBC, not even the IBF, and that silence is raising eyebrows, especially since Davis has headlined multiple world title fights. The WBA's own site still lists August 16th as an active card, but without any names attached.
And you mentioned this was an ex-girlfriend, but it is also the mother of his children, that according to police. Let's show you who we're talking about here. You were looking at the mugshot of professional and well-known boxer, 30-year-old Gervonta Tank Davis. He was arrested by Miami Beach police early this morning on a warrant for his arrest following an alleged incident that happened in June on Father's Day. In the arrest report we obtained, Davis is accused of striking and slapping the mother of his children in the face, causing injuries to her lip as he arrived to pick up his kids from her Doral home.
As for Davis himself, he stayed completely off the radar. No tweets, no stories, no interviews, and for someone who's usually all over social media. Between fights, that silence has only added more tension. Even his training circle has gone quiet. No behind-the-scenes gym clips, no MIT work, no updates from Coach Calvin Ford, who's usually posting every step of camp. Fans have taken notice, and while some believe it's all part of a legal strategy to keep things tight, others feel it points to a deeper issue that Davis is handling out of the public eye. What's clear is that none of the usual promo stuff has started yet. No face-offs, no posters, no countdowns. And that's rare, especially with under 5 weeks to go until fight night.
Yeah, man, I just want to say to let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. The judge is, she locked me up because basically I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
I have 60 seconds remaining.
The home detention people. I listened to everybody to the T.
Still, media outlets like Boxing News 24 and Fight Hype have kept the story in rotation, focusing on how the arrest might affect deadlines, press tours, and licensing requirements. Most of the coverage has avoided saying the fight is off or delayed, but the lack of solid updates has everyone guessing. In a recent post-fight panel, Paulie Malignaggi gave his take, saying if the court date happens before the fight, you have to treat that as the priority. But if Davis clears it, don't be surprised. If The show still goes on. Malik Naji added that these kinds of delays are normal and Tank's legal team is probably already working behind the scenes to make sure he stays eligible for out-of-state travel. But what do you think is the fight still? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates.